Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. I've just posted one yesterday, but here I'm back trying to be consistent over the Christmas break because I know that I won't be when school starts again because it's just too much with all the, maybe it's not, maybe I can figure it out, but with hockey and school it's just a lot. But here, today I'm going to be looking back at the bold predictions that I made from the start of the season. I actually didn't make this video. What happened is I shot it and there was a lot of sounds in the background. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I didn't post it. But I still have the bold predictions I wrote up on a piece of paper. So this will be your time finding out, first time seeing my bold predictions. But, you know, we'll be able to see if maybe some of them are looking like they're going to be right. I am not going to be editing this one. That would take me so long to put all these backgrounds. And I know it seems like a little bit, but for me, it just takes so long to just put the backgrounds in. So what I'm going to be doing is... Oh, wait. Let me get a good snap here. There we go. No, we're going to do clap. Bam. All right, now you're seeing NHL 22 gameplay. And that's what's going to be there for the whole video while I talk about the bold predictions. All right. So first, I have the Anaheim Ducks, as I will be going in alphabetical order. So for the Anaheim Ducks, I said that John Gibson would not be a very good starter, like fail to bounce back, not be good, and Stolarz would take over the goaltend, or would take over the starting role for the Ducks. This has not happened so far. I still think it's possible. I really don't think it'll happen. Stolarz has been on a great streak right now. Gibson looked good for the most part, but iffy at points. But you never know. This could still happen. For Arizona, I said that they don't finish last. That's not looking good. I'm gonna be honest, that's not looking so good. I mean, Montreal's the only team. Montreal's the only other team that could possibly make that bold prediction come true. For Boston, I said that Marchand and Bergeron were going to drop off. I should have known that they only get better with age, so that was my bad on that one. Buffalo, I actually said this one might be possible. I said that Jeff Skinner would put up 20 goals and 50 points in this season. And I believe he's on pace for more than 20 goals and about 50 points, or maybe a little less. But this one is actually still possible, and I really didn't think it would be. But you never know. This one could still happen for sure. For Calgary, I said that both Gaudreau and Tkachuk will be traded by the deadline. That was wrong. We're not even at the trade deadline. That one's wrong. Carolina, I said Tony DeAngelo will bounce back very much, to what he was in New York a couple years ago, and he could perfectly replace Hamilton in almost every way. And I think that this has come true so far. He's been great for Carolina, and I've heard Carolina fans say that they love him. He's been great for them. He's definitely helped fill that gap that Dougie Hamilton left, and I think that this one is coming true. For Chicago, I said that Seth Jones would show that he is worthy of his contract that they gave him. I have heard a lot of hate towards him, and I've seen his offensive numbers. They look good, but he always looks just not great defensively at all. Like, his offensive numbers, he's like Tyson Barrie. Sort of. I think of him like Tyson Barrie, where the offensive numbers look great, but he's not great defensively. But I definitely still think that contract's overpaid as of right now. Colorado. This one we won't know. I said that they would be eliminated in the second round for the 4th year in a row. We don't know this yet. Who knows? Columbus, they'd compete until the end for a playoff spot. So basically I said that they'd be competitive the whole year through. Maybe barely miss. And this is still possible. They're still holding, I think it's just above a 500 record, or NHL 500. They've been solid this year. They've been solid. And I saw that potential there from the start of the season. Their roster wasn't terrible. It looked good enough that they could do what they are doing right now. Whether it's maintainable, I don't know. I mean, they've maintained it for the most part throughout the first 30% of the season, but maybe they can stay competitive the whole way through. Dallas. I said that they would fail to bounce back. They sort of have. They've had their moments where they win these stretch of games, but then they lose a stretch of games and then they win. They're very streaky, actually. But so far, maybe. And then I said they'd fail to bounce back with Sagan and Benn both dropping off even further. And I think that that's true. Sagan has had a rough year, and Jamie Benn also having a rough year. So this one actually could, all three components of that bold prediction could happen. Detroit, I said that they would make the playoffs. Probably not, but still possible. Edmonton, Duncan Keith bounces back a lot. Back to not quite the form he was when he was in his prime, but close. No. He hasn't been terrible. I'm not saying he's been terrible, but he's definitely bounced back a bit. He's not been as bad defensively as he was his last year in Chicago, but he's definitely not looked like he hasn't bounced back a lot, like I emphasized in this prediction. Florida, they were my cup prediction winners, so I feel like it's pretty bold of a prediction to say Florida will win the cup, and that's what I said. So, is it right? I don't know. We won't know that. They look like they're going to make the playoffs, though, so we're off to a good start. LA. We could just move on from this one. I said that Byfield would win the Calder. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Minnesota. I said that Marco Rossi would end up in a top 6 role. I actually should have looked at his stats before I filmed this video. I don't know. I think he's doing pretty well in the AHL. Keyword, I said end up in a top 6 role, so by the end of the season. But I should have looked at his stats. Well, when I look at these again at the end of the season, I'll know. So, Montreal. This looks like this was at the time a bold prediction. All right, right now this looks like a joke of a prediction, but at the time you have to understand this was a bold prediction. I said that Cole Caulfield would not finalize for the Calder, so not be in the top 3. He wouldn't be first, second, or third. And this is already true. I see no way of him making his way all the way back up to a finalist position. So my bold prediction that's one that I think I can just guarantee a win for right there. Nashville. This one's a good one too. I said Matt Duchene rediscovers what he had in Ottawa, and he sort of has actually. He's bounced back. He's been amazing. He's been one of their, last year he had a very rough year, very at it, just not great. And the years prior, he hadn't been playing up to his contract, but right now he is. I think he's almost a point per game, or is a point per game. He's been really good this year, and he definitely looks like he's found his game again. New Jersey. I said that they'd make the playoffs, and honestly, I was more confident in New Jersey making the playoffs than Detroit, but New Jersey has kind of disappointed me a bit as of recent. They had a hot start, and they've just fallen off. And I made a whole video about that. Actually, it's already up, so if you want to check that out, then you can do that. Talking about why they've fallen off. That was a good transition right there. But the Islanders, this is one I can also throw in the garbage. I said that they would win their division, and that just hasn't happened. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they're 8th in the Metro right now. So that's a rough one. Rangers. Both Lafreniere and Kakko fail to develop the season or take another step in their career. And in a way, this is true, but I'm not going to say it's right because I feel like Kakko has been better this season than he was last year. But he seems to be streaky. I like Kakko. I want to see him do good. But his offensive numbers have gone up the slightest bit. He's still not showing me what I thought he was capable of when he was drafted. And for Lafreniere, he's just not been great. He's been disappointing. He's been put in a bottom 6 role because of his play. So I feel like I'm right about Lafreniere so far, but Kakko, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong about it by then. When I look back at the end of the year, I hope I'm wrong about this one. Ottawa. I said Tim Stützle goes a point per game. That hasn't happened. He's been solid, but he hasn't gone a point per game. Philadelphia. Martin Jones bounces back and helps this tandem be good. Now here, Hart's bounced back quite a bit, so he's been good. And I'm pretty sure Martin Jones is holding above a 900, so technically might even be above a 910 actually. And I know he looked shaky on some starts, but his overall numbers are not as bad as they were last year. I still think Martin Jones was a mistake to bring in to fill up the tandem with Hart. But hey, I think he's bounced back a decent amount this year. Pittsburgh. This was a bad one. I said that they would not have any injury problems because as we know, every single year, Pittsburgh has so many injury problems. And I was like, you know what? At this point, it's a bold prediction to say that they won't have any. So you know what? Here's my bold prediction. No injury problems. I was wrong. They've had a ton of injury problems. San Jose. Both Burns and Carlson bounced back considerably. And this is... I like to say that this is true. I think that Burns is playing solid and Carlson's been great. But obviously, you can't. I don't think he'll ever live up to that contract. $11 million is an insane amount. But San Jose fans, tell me what you think about that. This is a rough one. So you remember for Seattle, you remember how Vegas went to the Stanley Cup Finals, and then they won. I don't know if they won their division necessarily, but they definitely went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Well, for Seattle, my bold prediction was that they would not only win the Pacific Division, but they would also go to the Stanley Cup Finals. That one looks rough. Just nicely transition past that as I have to flip the page so that I could read St. Louis's. Tarasenko finishes top 5 in goals, refines his scoring touch. Well, he's been great. I don't know exactly what his goal counts are. I need to check that out. Another thing I probably should have checked before this video. But what I do know is that Tarasenko's played great. Tampa Bay, we won't know this one. I said they don't win the cup. I feel like that's a bold prediction. They're such a good team, and they've won the cup 2 years in a row. That just by saying that they won't win the cup, I think is to an extent a bold prediction. But that's what I said. Toronto makes it past the first round. I don't care how good Toronto is. It's always a bold prediction to say that they're going to make it past the first round because they never do. But maybe this year. All right, Vancouver. Nils Höglander goes on a 60-plus point pace. Nope. Still very good. Don't get me wrong. Has played very good. I like him. Works hard. Not on a 60-plus point pace. Vegas doesn't finish first. Rough start. Looking great lately. Never know. Washington. Tom Wilson has no shenanigans. And so far, this has held true. Tom Wilson has had 0 shenanigans. No suspension. Nothing. Actually, I don't think so. I might have to look. But I'm pretty sure he's been pretty clean this year, actually. And I only got 2 more left. I have 1 for Winnipeg and just 1 in general. So for Winnipeg, I said that Pierre-Luc Dubois would break out nearing a point per game. And this has been good. So I said nearing a point per game. And he has definitely been nearing a point per game. I'm pretty sure he's only like 2 points shy of a point per game. He's been really good at bouncing back. I actually didn't expect him to do this. I just put that down as a bold prediction because, it's something that is possible, but I didn't think would happen. And it's happened. So Dubois really proved me wrong, showing he's playing like what Columbus drafted him to be. And then my last prediction was just a divisional one. I said that the Pacific Division holds 5 playoff spots. And shockingly, this is actually still a possibility. You got Anaheim, Calgary, Vegas, Edmonton, and then what are the other teams? Let's see. Seattle's not. Vancouver, if they can continue playing hot, you never know. Still probably not. San Jose can go on a streak, and LA has been fine. San Jose and LA are the other 2. But it's they'll probably only have 4, which is more than most people thought, and me myself thought. But 5 is still possible. So yeah, that was my bold predictions from the start of the season. I'll come back again at the end of the season and look back on these and see which ones I actually did get right and which ones I actually was wrong about. But overall, I really don't think these are bad. It looks like I'm going to get a solid amount of these right for sure. More than I thought. I'm going to say I'm going to get at least 20 right, I think. But overall, he's pretty good. So yeah, next video, I'm going to get ready to do a mock draft again. I said that's what I was going to do last video. Didn't have time, so I did a nice quick one that I already had ready. Just looking over my bold predictions. So get ready for the mock draft, probably. You never know with me. The inconsistencies there. So try my best to put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. But yeah, I will see you guys. Oh, my last video got copyright claimed for the outro, so I'm going to have to switch the music, which kind of sucks. But that's kind of, I don't know why. 15 seconds of the copyright-free music, it said. So-called copyright-free music was copyright claimed. So that's kind of stupid if you ask me. But, yeah, I'm going to just switch the song. So I'll see you guys in the next one.